So over here, can you explain what these things are?
So this entire exhibit is called Biodesign Studio. The purpose is to encourage our visitors to use biology as a technology. We say, how would you use biology to build something new? This piece here is called pattern design, and it's really just meant to be a visual representation of what happens when you change a cell and how it replicates. So for example, any kid could come on here and draw their name or initials, and you would see how it would change. You can also change it up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just a basic, we call this bio basics, just an easy way to understand some of the pieces of biology.
Right.
But some of the cooler stuff,
Oh yeah, and this wall here behind you?
this wall, okay, so this wall is actually the part of the exhibit called Creature Creation Station. So each one of these pieces is something that our visitors have created, have programmed a sequence of DNA, fabricated sequence, and unleashed it into this digital world. So someone created this one that says, or I can't feel any green nearby. If I did, I would eat lots of color. So with this one, if it's by anything that's green, so if it were near some of these pieces, it would eat lots of colors that are red. And the idea is that once we get to the point where you can actually manipulate cells, that you can, it's just a basic understanding that you can eventually code DNA and code cells, which is kind of exciting.
What, for example, is this? What does that correspond to, a cell? What is that?
Well, it's a digital representation of that. I can show you inside, actually. Excuse us,
I'm sorry. Family, so can you add the family?
So basically, you can create a creature here. So you want to, and the way that you create it is similar to how you would code DNA. So you want a piece that says when. Is that this one? Yes. So always is the piece I'm grabbing. There's some that say a lot or a little. Then you want a piece that says how much. So I'm going to say a lot, and mucho. It's also in Spanish, which is great. So always a lot.
Always a lot what?
Well, that's what we get to create here.
Oh,
so then we pick the what piece. Always a lot of making green. So I'm going to do that. And then you can connect it here. And I've created a creature, and you can test it out right here and see. So I'm going to start creating a lot of green in this piece. You can also add a piece that sees how it interacts when you add a family member, something that's similar to the cell, or when you add a stranger.
Right.
And in this I haven't coded it to do much, so you won't see there. But what's cool is then you can aim it
Can you do more than this?
up here, and you can see.
You're looking up, so...
Yeah, so that's where my creature is.
Right.
And then I'm going to release it. And you're going to see it start interacting this digital world with all the other visitors' creations. So it's actually going to start making a lot of green.
Right.
Now, okay.
So it's really just a way to kind of check out what's happening. With these pieces that have 3, there were 3 different sequences that you added into them. So if I created 3 more chains, you would see that. So it's just a basic understanding of how you could create something and how it might interact with other cells in the world.
Okay.
Creatures in this case.
And this magnificent wall behind us, what is this about?
So this is the Living Colors Lab. It's one of our favorite pieces. You actually get your hands on lab equipment. You can see this family.
Can you show me?
Yeah.
Remember how to do this? Squeeze it and then
I can give you an example with these folks that are. So you actually get your hands on lab equipment. What you're doing is your bacteria, you're adding DNA to a plate of bacteria that has different colors in it. Eventually, you let it incubate overnight, and you see a bunch of different vibrant colors. And there are tons of different ways that colors it could have created. But you get to color analyze another visitor's plate, and this big wall that you see, these are all colors that our visitors have created here. So the most common color you can see is dusk. The most rare color is this light pastel green. And I can show you.
Okay, you're like, that's what we should use. Okay.
An example.
Okay, we got all of the red and we put it in the blue. Use the pipette to move all of the reds to the blue tube.
Thank you. These ones. Thank you. And then this way?
Open it up.
Oh, open.
Open the lid up.
put this in there,
in there.
and then close
And then
it.
You are
See?
kind of a docent here?
Pardon?
Yes.
You're a
Well,
docent
I'm
here?
a volunteer.
Do
Okay.
you do not want to be on camera? Oh, she doesn't want to be on camera. So yeah, we have a lot of great volunteers. But you can see, so this is a dish that our visitors created. It grew overnight. They incubated it at a warm temperature. And you can actually, with your hammer, you could look into here and see all of the different colors.
Okay, so looking at bacteria, you spend money.
And so this wall is data visualization. It takes a picture, that computer actually takes a picture and analyzes what colors were created by our visitors here. And you can see it up on this wall. So we've already grown over 4,000 dishes since
when?
it opened. Since we opened in May.
Okay.
I'm sorry, in March.
And what is the significance of this? I mean, how is it changing my life?
The idea that, science is accessible, that
Yes.
anyone can use science, I haven't touched, until I stepped into this exhibit, I hadn't played with lab equipment since high school. So we really want people to start. There's such an emerging world of DIY biology, synthetic biology, the idea that you don't have to be a scientist to create something with biology.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's a big part of what we're doing here, is making science approachable.
Okay, well, it certainly is fascinating and it's visually interesting.
Yes, we like to think so.
Try the medium one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, did you want to also see the biotinkering lab? That's a big part of it with the mushrooms.
Sure.
Let's go in there.
Show me.
All right.
This is the biotinkering lab.
Yes. So, another big piece of the exhibit. Sneak in the back way. Hey, James.
Hey.
We're doing a quick interview with community television.
So what is this?
So this table, actually, the inside of this table, it's got a wood frame, and then we've, covered it. But it's actually reishi, it's mycelium, it's mushroom bricks made with the roots of reishi mushrooms. So in this lab, actually, every day our visitors, this is probably the best visual example of this, get to come in and use molds that we've printed downstairs in our tech studio. They're 3D printed, these little Lego molds. And then see, as other visitors, their pieces have grown. So they compact this agricultural waste, it would have been thrown away otherwise, sawdust essentially, into this mold. It grows, it's been injected with mycelium, which is mushroom root, and that helps it, it's a sustainable building material. And you get to actually get your hands on this kind of emerging technology. There's a company we worked with called MicroWorks. They're making furniture, lamps. People are experimenting with this for buoys. It's a biodegradable buoy. There's a good example of that right over there.
Show me.
Yeah. So one of the things that we love to do with the tech is give people access to emerging technologies, and this is definitely an interesting way that people are using biology as a technology right now.
Yeah. So is
this
that
is buoy.
a piece of a whole mushroom, or is it ground up mushrooms together, or what?
So this is, like I was saying, the sawdust that then is injected with mycelium, which is mushroom root of the reishi mushroom, and then it grows over a certain amount of time, and then we bake it to stop it from growing.
Right.
And so that's what this is. So they created a mold that makes the shape.
Okay, and this room is open to something down below. Can you show me what's down below?
Oh, sure. One of the fun things about opening up the biotinkering lab is now we have a great view of our ball machine.
What is this called?
I don't know the official name off the top of my head, but it's we lovingly call it the ball machine. I think it's science on a roll, actually.
It looks like a Rube Goldberg type
Oh,
of thing almost.
It is, and it was donated by one of our founders, Bob Grimm. Just as what he said he loved about it was he wanted people to be curious about how things work. And that certainly is the case. This is one of our most popular attractions, especially from the outside. People come and just watch these balls go and go and go and go. And there's tons of different examples of physics and mechanics in there that are definitely interesting.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about working here at the Tech Museum of Innovation?
Oh my God, there's so much to enjoy working here. Every day kids come and experience something new, and adults. It's just so awesome to blow someone's mind, not just with technology that's cool, but what they can do with that technology. We have a lot of design challenge learning programs where people, come in, we present them with something to do, and they may not think they can do it, and then they get in there and try it and it doesn't work, and they try it again, it doesn't work, and then by the third time they try it and they love it. And so that's definitely one of the things that's so great to see is when someone's like, oh, I'm not sure I can do this, and then they get their hands in there and they do it.
Okay, thank you for showing me around.
Yeah, you're very welcome.